no off season. Real recognize real. If you're a Raider fan, you know that. Let's go. Literally, let's go. That's like the title of my show today. Let's go. That was funny. You know what I'll be doing today. Putting them in them. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The Raider Bear! Raiders! Let's go. No, that's enough of that. What are we doing? Calm down. Just calm down. No, that's enough. Thank you. Okay. There's the old opening. All done now. Oh, man. Today's been one. I got to tell you. Today has been one. We have some stuff we have to discuss. Somewhat of an opinion I have to throw at you. It's a kind of an opinion of my own, but we'll see where it goes as we go throughout the day and the night. Because doggone it. Okay. Sorry, I got to move this. And all right, I get this out of the way. Go like this. And then go. Tradish! Raider Bear Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to Travis McNeil. Travis, appreciate the love, brother. And congratulations on your gold star. You should consider a subscription to Raider Bear family page. It's just $5 a month. Look right down there next to the blue thumbs up is a green badge. If you click on that, you're on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear. Shut your mouth. Second place, my silver medal. Tony Make It Dip. Tony Make It Dip. 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 It's becoming a song already. Third place, bronze medal. And you all know what that means. Dustin King. DK. What's up, brother? All right, welcome to the show, all you guys. Winners tonight, Travis McNeil, Tony Make It Dip, and Dustin the King. Robert Cortez, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Bear! Josh Russell was in the front row of the MMA match that just went on in my medal round, and he was smiling at all you chumps because he's the champ, you know. You just got to take it. Until you take it from him, you got to take it from him. Tony Carpenter Evans, Bear. What's up, girl? Good to see you. Appreciate you, Josh Russell. Mark Vargas, Bear. Jesse Parker. What's up, Raider Bear family? How you doing, sir? Karina. Woo! Hello. She didn't even win anything, and I did it. I love that name. Hello. Tony Make It Dip. I appreciate it. You like this hat better? I actually do too. I don't mind this though. I think this is pretty dope. They did I felt like this was kind of a Christmas edition. It looks kind of Santa Claus. You know what I mean? It's a snapback, but I don't know. It's pretty dope. I like it. And then this one is the Chicago Cubs, but I didn't care because it's got the great bear on the front. I just love that bear. And if you look at it, that's really it. Other than that, they show Wrigley Field logo right there. But I thought, that's no big deal. It's just cool. So I wear it for that. Because it's got a big bear on the front. Joseph Bear, how you doing, brother? Edgar Lucky DeLeon, I'm doing great, man. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Carlos Magana, there's my guy right there. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Denton Rhodes, I've been saying it every show. Robert Hanson, hey, Robert, what's up? Welcome to the show. My brother in the house. Say hi to Trishy. Anna Diaz, what's up? King Eddie Willis, there he is. Salute to the Raider Bear family and the Raider Bear, the best in the business. Raiders! Oh, stop. You get me all fired up. Mama Bear even whooped on that one. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, guys. Travis McNeil, appreciate the love, brother. King Eddie Willis, I love that profile pic. James Quan Woodley, I like that Quan. That's dope, man. Got to get used to this new time. Anna Diaz Rincon, yeah, it does seem like I'm on a little bit later. I may have to talk to you about that because you're a supporter and my first one ever. So you might have a lot of say in this, which means you will. But I'm thinking maybe of going an hour earlier. I wouldn't mind doing that because I don't like my people, my loyalists like yourself, to miss my show because, I'm coming on too late at night. James Kwan, you can find it. It's pretty dope, isn't it? It's real metal. It's pretty cool. Alpha and Omega Forever. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jeremy Van McCary. Sorry about that, brother. Welcome to the show. Let me see. Gary Zaccardi. What's up, man? You go to sleep. You said hi to go to sleep. Jerry Molina, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Do you think we'll keep the current head coach? Carlos, I know I've been getting asked this question a lot, and I've already said that obviously, unless I get a rumor, I'm not a rumor, but unless I get one of my tips from someone I have on the inside, I don't usually trust anything because he can say one thing today and wake up and feel differently tomorrow. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that Mark Davis is looking at him seriously as becoming the head coach. I can say that. In other words, it's not a token thing. They're not just giving him an interview because he's black. It's not just an interview so that he doesn't piss off the fans. I really get the honest God belief that Mark Davis believes that he should be in the running for the job, but doesn't have the job yet. And then whenever Mark Davis, though, then says, I need you to stay on hold, hang tight. I'm going to go interview 10 other guys. That's not cool. You know what I mean? You keep hearing Jim Harbaugh's name come up. You know what I mean? But I got to tell you, Jim Harbaugh has a what I would call press skills. Okay. Jim Harbaugh knows how to work reporters. He just does. He knows who to call. He knows who to give a little tidbit. Then they'll start a rumor with an article that says, there's a hot rumor going around that Jim Harbaugh is interested in getting back into the NFL. That's how it starts. Real vanilla. He just says the whole league. He doesn't name a team. Then, you look throughout the team at the different teams that don't have a head coach or obviously need one, like the Chargers. And then they'll have another report suddenly come out that Jim Harbaugh likes that summer weather down there in LA. So they're trying to gauge the interest of the fans and the owner, because then the owner has to answer those questions. We've heard rumors that, you might be looking at Jim Harbaugh with this warm weather here in LA. Care to make a comment? And most of the time they say no and they just walk away. But there's times when they make comments and they say things, and you can sometimes every once in a blue while glean something from what they're saying. Check this out. Check that. Oh, don't miss me. Okay. I'm telling you, this is probably going to be the last wave of R8RBEAR medallions I put out there. Now, when I say that, I want to be completely honest. It won't be the last time I make jewelry like this, but it'll be the last one that looks like this. I'm going to go away from that look design because I have something else in mind. So my third R8RBEAR family chain gun. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have those guys at Arizona Raider Nation tripping. I got a design in mind that's going to be dope. Mike Rev says, hey, R8RBEAR, how you doing, Mike? Welcome to the show. How you feel about the fact that we are inches closer to getting Harbaugh? Matthew Lincoln, honestly, I don't know that all of that's confirmed. You know what I mean? And no one takes any responsibility for those kind of reportings and statements saying that, we're inches from him signing at the dotted line. But I will say this, even though I'm not terribly interested in Jim Harbaugh, I will be honest when I say he has proven himself to be a little bit of a winner. He's not a chump. You know what I mean? But I am, if I think anyone else that's on this show is looking at me now, as opposed to looking at Mama Bear. It's true. Where's my audience? Get back over here. Eyes on me. Yeah, no chance. Jimmy Mata, Bear, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. But wherever Harbaugh goes, he wins, at least initially. but then he wears thin on people and he's out. And I just don't know if I want to mess around and give a guy 4 years, and him giving us a lot of pretty good. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Jim Harbaugh guy, but I admit where there's evidence. The guy went to the Niners and he went to a Super Bowl and darn near went to a second one. So had he not had Kaepernick, he probably would have won a Super Bowl. Anyway, Alpha and Omega forever after we whoop the Donkeys. Who do we hire as head coach, get as quarterback, and what draft moves do we make? I like that. Okay, so first, I'm hoping they hold on to Antonio, but if they don't hold on to Antonio, I'd like to see them go with one of the offensive coordinators in the league, either the guy in Washington or the guy with Detroit. I don't have a list in front of me, but I will. I promise next show. That's my bad, Alpha. But I like those names a lot. I do have others, but I have to go back to my list. Okay, and then do we get a quarterback in the draft? Guys, if you look at Aiden O'Connell and what he's been able to accomplish just in this rookie season of his, that's been like a roller coaster. He's ahead of most of the young rookies in passing and all categories that matter for a quarterback. He was pretty good. I just can't believe we still live in this era where a guy is immediately, nope, he gets his chance and then that's it. And we decide off with his head. I think he has something to bring to the Raiders. And I think they should take a look at him. Having said that, I think they should look at the defensive end. Dallas, something other. I had in my notes. I'm so bad at memory with these names because there's just always so many. So it takes me like a week to get them all in my head. Why is my dog trying to kill my other dog?
He's trying to kill the ball.
Oh, damn! That was some serious growling. You heard what?
I heard a little secret.
What? You know you're not allowed to have any secrets. Give it up. Want it now.
I heard a rumor that you may have something coming to you.
No way.
Somebody may be sending you something.
Okay, the name I was looking for was Dallas Turner. He's an edge rusher. And I just think he's from Alabama. And I know most of you know him because of, everyone sees Alabama play, but I'm super excited about it. If we could get that guy, that would be a damn good move, in my opinion. Okay, so you have been consorting with either another male or female that you know that someone is sending me something. Did I hear that right?
Someone
or something? I don't know any things.
Maybe a picture of somebody.
Oh.
I don't know. It could be more than one person. It could be one person. It could be,
Oh, it's a bad teaser.
They're sending you something.
Oh, how nice. I love Raider Mail.
Who it is or what it is or when it's coming. You just have to stew in it.
That's messed up. You take the mutts and get out.
You hate anticipation.
That does. Yeah, I'm not good at that.
In this secret.
Mark Vargas, what's up? I'm not talking to you anymore. Do you think Jim Harbaugh will be the next Raiders head coach? Mike Ref, I'm going to just keep saying no. Until no. You don't don't come on here smiling, looking pretty, okay, when I'm trying to do something. It's not funny. I don't keep, you're not allowed to know things I don't know. You know that. I mean, we both know that you know that. Jeff Foster Jr. said the right move would be hiring Ben Johnson, but the Mark Davis move will be signing Harbaugh. Jeff Foster, I hate to agree, but yeah, he tends to go with guys that are no names as opposed to guys that are, that are good at football coaching, that are good coaches. I think if you get the guy in Washington and he interviews and Harbaugh interviews, he'll still go with Harbaugh. And I don't think it's a black or white thing. I really don't. I just think Harbaugh has one of the better pitches in the game. And then he has a record in the pros from what his time was with the Niners. That speaks for itself. So that's going to say a lot to an owner. AP, excuse me, AP or Harbaugh would be fine with me, but I would give AP a shot. I honestly would too, Dustin King, but I don't know if Mark Davis has the guts to make that call. He needed Antonio Pierce to do something amazing, like a run the table. That way, no one would have questioned it. You know what I mean? If he just came in and went 4 games and just sweeped it, nobody would have questioned it. Now, the fact that he won, we beat the Chiefs. Raiders. Yeah. Where was I? Now, if he had swept, we'd be okay. But the fact that he beat the Chiefs, I think that was big. And to score the most points we've ever had, I think those two things are big. But if you don't sweep the table and do something spectacular, it encourages people who might question the hiring into looking at his background. And his background is basically, I have no credit. Pool party at my house all spring and summer in Litchfield Park. The Bears are invited. Nice.
Not even that far down the freeway.
We'll be there, Chris. Ellis Irving, what's up? Welcome to the show. I believe we need a dominant OC if we keep AP, get Justin Fields, and fix the O-line. Alpha, I'm starting to hear that the Bears are kind of ghosting on the idea of giving up on Justin Fields, that was something that was created more by the press and the idea of where Justin Fields is in his contract. I'm hearing an undertow of a rumor that says that Justin Fields is going to get a re-up at some point with the Bears, and they're going to use that number one pick for an offensive lineman or something that benefits him, and then try to continue growing because they looked all right. The Bears, I think they're a player or two that's an actual leader player or two away from having a hard hitting safety that knows how to set up corners and free safeties and knows what the play is and can bark out orders. You know what I mean? An offensive lineman that's maybe like a left guard or a left tackle that's going to really take control of the line and help him. I think if they have a chance to do that, they'll probably do that. Denton Rhodes, what's up? I see you there. I know you're always watching. Alpha and Omega also, yeah, I'll put that up. I appreciate that, brother. You have been a long-time supporter. I appreciate that.
Who's that?
Alpha and Omega forever.
I like that. I do. I like that.
And the TS, I don't mind. The 7 p.m. Psh, you're the one doing the show. Nice. A little bit of sassy. Do you think we'll keep Josh Jacobs? I'm starting to think no. I mean, I don't want to even think like that. But the truth is, we got his best years already. And as much as I like him, I have to think like the billionaire has to think. What?
He's still good.
Well, he's still good, but he's never going to be as good as he was. And he's going to want a contract that relates to that player, not the player he is. You know what I mean? So it's going to be difficult for him, but I could see him ending up somewhere in like Dallas, Cleveland, somewhere where they, want a little bit more help, stability at running game. I don't want Josh Jacobs to go either. And I know Vera doesn't want him to go. Vera loves him to death. Vera Crosby. But other than that, I see him maybe the Jets, because the Jets just let go of Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was their veteran running back, so they let him go. So now do they have Josh Jacobs come in? I don't know. Jim Vanlin watching from YouTube. What's up, Jim? Welcome to the show and Facebook. Appreciate that. He knows how to run a team. Nicholas Ramos. Yeah, I can't argue with that at all. All I would say to you is that he acts like he's the star of a film, and then it's the other 6 people around him that are really making the film great. And then at the end, he stands out there like, I'm why this film's great. That's kind of what I mean when I say his coaches and his coaching staff. He has a way of just picking talent. And I've watched him do it for years. And he always seems to find guys that are up and coming defensive coordinators, up and coming offensive coordinators. And then he gets into a brain thing with them, brain tank, where they discuss exactly how the team's going to attack moving forward. So he has almost like a military sort of feel to his way of coaching, so that everyone's on the same page like that. Because he lets you know, I'm not the kind of guy, I don't raise my voice. I don't shout. I don't throw things. If I'm going to have you off the team or you're upsetting me, then you're out. It won't take me long. And that's kind of what he does. It's a little bit of fear and intimidation wrapped up in an old grandpa that hugs you and says, how you feeling? And remembers all your family members' names. He's like that. You know what I mean? My only thing against Harbaugh, my only thing against him is that, one, he seems to coach on emotion. And I know emotion matters because I made an argument that Antonio Pierce is an emotion type of coach. He gets into your heart and guys want to run through walls for him. I see the same thing on Harbaugh, but he doesn't win. He doesn't win consistently. And what we're doing is I'm saying if we get Harbaugh, we're falling into a trap where Harbaugh is going to get 4 years of contract money from us and we're not going to get a ring. You know what I mean? He only got close. Well, I shouldn't say that. He got there, he got to the bowl and lost. And a second time he was like within one game and they lost. You know, the division semifinals kind of thing. Charles Washington, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Mark Davis doesn't have a clue. He a clown. Well, that's honestly why other people in my audience, though, Charles, are saying he's going to hire Harbaugh because he's kind of a name guy. And he feels like he has to pull the trigger before someone else does. Because otherwise, then he's got to do hard work and actually interview these guys. And, you know what I mean? Harbaugh comes as the full package. Whereas if you're talking about the kid I like with the Lions, the offensive coordinator with the Lions, if they go after him, Mark's got to sit down with him. He's got to talk to his people. He's got to pitch Mark on the idea of going with his philosophy. Whereas with Harbaugh just walks in the room, like, you know, kicks the door down and says, "Where do I get started? Where's my orifice? Let's go. I've already been practicing it, Mark. Check us out. Raiders." It'll probably sound like that. Need one of them new ones? Right on. Jesse Parker, what's up? What's up? I see you there. Okay, let me see. Big names don't win you games. Yeah. I'm concerned that maybe he's just bringing a guy in here. Tana Moku, what's up? Welcome to the show. James Campbell Sr., how you doing, man? Good to see you. Way too much money to pass coaches. No, Jimmy Mata, honestly, well, I'm going to read Jimmy Mata's pick. I love that picture, Jimmy. You guys look great. We owe way too much money to past coaches that we're still paying to now pay Jim Harbaugh. Honestly, though, Jimmy, it's a bank thing. It's just a bank thing. All they're doing is taking out different checking accounts, ERAs. What was the other? It was damn it. It's some kind of loan, basically, that they're allowed to borrow against that and then pay the coaches out monthly. So it's just long-term bids and debt with banks, but he'll have the money over the long term to pay it. He can do it. That's all I was trying to say is he can do it. If he wants to do it, he can do it. You know what I mean? I personally think it would be wiser just for the statement you just gave. Why don't you just go with AP and let him do what he's been doing? You know what I mean? And if you give him a next season, he plays great. You're always going to be in the green because you're never really going to have to give Antonio Pierce some godlike Godzilla, size contract like a lot of these other coaches may have. He's not going to warrant that. You know what I mean? They're going to bark about his resume and that kind of thing and other. So he'll still get a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, but if they invited me to suddenly work tomorrow on CBS, should I be the highest paid guy, where this is my background? You know what I mean? I might be good, but I've never been on television. I've never had to work with producers and where the camera is and the mic and, you know what I mean? I'm sure I would do great. Oh, yeah, I mean that. But, that doesn't mean I should warrant the highest pay or anything like that. The AOC hates our instant coffee fans. Very nice, Jeff. Hi, Mr. R8RBEAR. Oh, it's Tommy. We didn't think you were coming on tonight because we didn't see a notice. Steeler Val, thank you for letting Tommy come on late. And Tommy, I love you, little brother. I got to tell you, the only reason it happened was because I was working and doing stuff with Mama Bear and Little Cub and stuff like that, like almost right up to my showtime. So that was my bad. And I was catching up on my stuff, reading on news online and what was going on with the Raiders. And so, yeah, I lost track of time. And then I didn't post it. Okay, Richard Chavez, Justin Fields to the Raiders is on my wish list, but could we make the deal with trading draft picks only? Your thoughts? Great question, Richard. Welcome to the show. I would say to you, yes, we can do it with just picks. And the reason why you can is what if we make a deal for Devontae Adams? Not saying that I want them to do that. I don't want them to do that, but there's a chance they could. because a guy like Harbaugh is not going to be afraid to move Devontae Adams. He's not. It's not that he hasn't had star wide receivers. He'll just feel like he could get another one of his own, someone he picks. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And he'll get a first round pick for him, at least. You know what I mean? Maybe a 1 and a 4 or something like that for Devontae Adams. I'm being greedy, but whatever that is, he can add it to whatever we have this year. And then, he's going to vault to the top, be able to get whoever he wants. But I think there's enough good talent on defense that's still going to be there when we pick at 11. Stephanie Moreno, what's up? What's up, girl? Welcome to the show. Beautiful profile picture. Jeff Foster. I like Kuntz and Crosby. We need a beast defensive tackle. DJ Reader seems like a great fit. Either him or Chris Jones. Both are set to be free agents. I would probably go with Chris Jones, but the truth is, and I don't know if you saw this, Jeff, but they moved Tyree Wilson to inside right tackle. Inside right guard. Defensive tackle, sorry. Inside right defensive tackle. And then on the end, you had Kuntz, where before they had Tyree Wilson on the end, and he was struggling like a mother. Shut your mouth. Instead, they moved him inside. You bring out Kuntz. Now Tyree started to eat, started to get pressures, got a sack. You see what I'm saying? And so there's a thought process that if this same coaching staff comes back, and we're all, crossing our fingers, hoping it will, that would mean that you would see Tyree Wilson continue to evolve as a defensive tackle as opposed to a defensive end. And I mean, the guy's a furniture mover anyway. I mean, that guy's huge. He has no business being out on the defensive end. Now, in college, could he get away with that? Of course, because guys were much smaller than him. He could just grab him and throw him half the time. But now in the NFL, you can't do that with the size of these guys. So now you move him inside interior. He's facing left guards, and the center can break that up and be a disruptor on run plays or pass plays because the quarterback's not going to be able to step in if he sees his center and his guard getting pushed backward, because that's what this guy is. He's a moose. You know what I mean? He's a monster. And Tyree Wilson is our guy inside there. I think him and DJ Rader is enough. I would look at linebacker or maybe defensive end because, like I was saying, I love that kid Dallas from Alabama. I think he would be a nice addition. Sean Paul Doney, what's up, SPD? You always have a great content and information, brother. Carlos Magana, I appreciate that, man. I try to. Ben Johnson to the Lion. Ben Johnson is the Lions OC, correct. And Jeff, I appreciate that. I was just missing the name. But see, Jeff, I would say Ben Johnson, honestly, the way he calls a game, it reminds me of Andy Reid in reverse. You know what I mean? It's like Andy Reid will run a play with no concern of the outcome just to see how the team he's playing against will react to it. Then maybe later on, if it's 1st and, 10 and he's in their territory, maybe you run it again. If the defense reacts to it the exact same way, okay, now I see you. Every time you see this play in this motion, you're going to roll everything this way. Well, guess what? I'm going to throw back that way. Touchdown. This is kind of what Ben Johnson is, except he does it to you off jump. He moves guys from one position to the other, gets a cornerback to bait and hold like it's a zone. And as soon as he gets through there, he just wrinkles into the middle. And we've got all sorts of plays from Ben Johnson that do that. If we got him, we would have that. And I think that would be awesome. Because I won't lie, I watched the Lions offense last weekend, and I was really impressed. James Quan Woodley, I thought Mark Davis was stepping back and hiring somebody to find talent and run the organization. Well, James, we could only take that with a grain of salt because he said it many times that even though he's in charge, he writes checks to other people so they can do the job. And he has his hands full with everything that's gone on with the cheerleaders and some of the female staff in the Raiders organization that are suing him for sexual harassment and things like that and unsafe working conditions and so on. So he's got a lot on his plate. I would imagine this might finally be the time where he lets Champ, be the GM, lets AP be the coach, and now go off and go deal with your legal matters and let them win football games. If it's true that Davis takes into consideration what the players have to say, then AP will be the next coach. Jose Tariquez, welcome to the show. They have say, but they don't have final say. And when a coach asks his players how they feel about the coach and your most important players sign the dotted line and say, Mr. Davis, we love that guy. That only tells Mark Davis that he won't have a bumpy road if he goes ahead and signs AP long-term, but that he will have a bumpy road if he doesn't sign AP long-term. You see what I mean? So you're more as Mark Davis, you're gauging that. They tried that with McDaniels and Ziegler. They were just an amazing failure. I thought Ziegler wasn't too terrible. You know what I mean? I felt like he was kind of with his hands tied, but yep, stomp the Chiefs and the Sparklers. Tell them, Stephen Lee. And when you do that, you should have some hope for next year. You really should. And I know that dreaded word next season we'll get them. People don't want to talk it because it sounds like losers, sitting at a bar getting drunk. But the truth is, I do believe in that to a certain extent. If the team shows that, then you should say, we'll see you next year. Well, that defense got real tight there toward the end, and our offensive quarterback puppy did a good job for the most part throughout the year. Now he just needs a little bit more help, for example, with an offensive coordinator that isn't a rookie one in whatever his last name is. Bo Hardigree. Mark DeMonico, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Bears will keep Fields. They'll be fine. Yeah, Jeff, I'm honestly hearing that, and I'm starting to believe it. I think they're trying to get these other teams to adjust the offers that they're sending them. If you want the number one pick, they're still willing to trade it, but they just don't want Justin Fields involved in the deal. Jesse Parker says, remember that season we swept our division and still didn't make the playoffs? Which one? Hi, Kim. Lassetti. Mark Davis to speak with his father, Al, would keep AP. Robert, I can't argue with that one. I agree. DK says, Bear, what do you think about Bo Nix, Oregon, and Penix Jr.? I think it would be worth considering in the second round. Penix Jr., yes. Bo Nix, I'm kind of still on the fence about that one. What I mean by that is I think that he shows everything you need at the college level. Now, is he a guy that translates to the pro level? For example, I didn't think Baker Mayfield did. I thought Baker Mayfield was going to be a high draft pick, but would end up ultimately being a bust. That's just always on a team that loses. And instead, he's turned it around for himself. And I was wrong about that. And I don't have any fear of saying that. I don't mind that because I do a lot of shows and I do a lot of predictions. Okay. And I hit on a lot more than I don't. Okay, let's see. I can't believe all these teams like the Lions, Browns, and etc. are in the playoffs and we're not. McNuggets is to blame for us losing easy games. Can't blame AP. Alpha, yeah, I can't lie. And then also, though, we have to look at that Viking game. I mean, 0 points. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put things on AP to but 0 points, man, against the Vikings. You know what I mean? Who beat us with a field goal? I mean, come on, man. That just to me, that was a serious body blow to his chances. I was unhappy that happened for him. We should side and trade Jacobs. He still has 2 years and 800 carries until he passes the age 28 and 1,800 carries threshold where running backs fall off. Jeff, I agree. I think wherever he goes, he would end up being a pretty quality back. Oh, Jesse, what? He signed with the Ravens for the stretch? That's lethal, man. The Ravens are going to be hard to beat, man. Bear, I thought I saw an article that said a few of the retired Raiders greats that Davis listens to support AP. Yeah, not only that, I'm also hearing that more than one of the older Raider players are saying, we know this guy, give him the job. Now, I said Antonio Pierce had the job. That's it. And I said it when we scored 6,472 points against the Chargers. Raiders! Human Godzilla. You know how Godzilla would always do that. That's where I got it from. Everyone thinks it's other things, but it's not. It's Godzilla. Let's see. Calvin Cook signed with a team who's in the play. Yeah, Ravens. Wow. Send Jacobs to Miami so he can reunite with Ingold. Jacobs and okay, would be solid there. Mostert is like 32. Well, Jeff, you would almost be guaranteeing the Dolphins getting a Super Bowl if they got a guy like Josh Jacobs. That would be super interesting with the way they throw the ball, and then you give them some running game. I think it'd be dangerous. Super, super dangerous. Karina. True. Hello. We need service up front, please. I need someone to valet my car. Let's go. Oh, wherever they have valet parking, I do that. I make them grovel like dogs, but I pay them for. I give them $100. Kim, I'll be honest with you. That's the sentiment of most of Raider Nation. You know what I mean? He came in under tough circumstances with a big smile on his face and made this locker room flip for him like that. Okay. And then I want to make this very clear. There was a dip on that, though. There was a fall off on that. And I feel like the beginning of it, when we fired Josh McDaniels, that gave the locker room a charge of, yes, the bum, that jerk, he's gone. Okay. So that carried them, got to the Chargers, decapitated them, literally. And then, we can't handle the Vikings, and so, we can go on the road and beat the Chiefs. You own that, Patrick Mahomes. Do you think we keep our current defensive coordinator and AP as linebacker coach if we hire someone else as head coach? Well, I was living kind of in a dream world. Personally, I felt like if Antonio Pierce doesn't get the job, why can't he just remain the linebackers coach? I don't understand why it's somehow embarrassing for him to do that. I just don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was some walk of life kind of job, you know what I mean? You don't want to, admit you're no longer the manager. You're the guy that has to swing the fries. Okay, I get it. That would be an embarrassing demotion, but not at the NFL level, man. No, you keep that paycheck coming in. I would stay with what I know, because you might go somewhere else, have bad luck, suddenly you're out of the league. Now you should hang on. You should say, I love the Raiders organization and Mr. Mark Davis, and I'll be here forever. Forever, ever. Mark Vargas, my family's doing great. My daughter woke up with a little bit of a cold today, but she's feeling better. Honestly, Alpha and Omega, I don't know that I don't know if I would use the word follow it. I'm not going to watch the trial. I mean, if they air it on TV, I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't want to try to look it up on YouTube and and all that nonsense when all I need is the outcome. The minutia of things they say throughout the trial means nothing to me. You know what I mean? But as far as what the judgment might end up being in the end, I'd be absolutely interested in going in on that. But I can tell you this, Alpha, you will be able to get coverage of that event on this show, because I'm as interested in about it, I think, as you are, because I don't think anything could really derail the NFL. They just make too much money. But John Gruden's going to take a pretty big chunk of that, and the Gruden family is going to live pretty happily long after John Gruden is gone. I mean, it's going to be big settlement. If Davis were here yeah, I agree. Oh, wait a minute. No, that was okay. If Davis were to hire AP, does the Rooney Rule still come into play? No, because he's black and you're already mixed nationality. So you've already given him an interview. Now that you've decided to give him the job, they can't now reverse that and say, hey, you didn't give any white guys an opportunity at that job, when every job in the league is white guys. You know what I mean? Obviously there's like one or two black head coaches, but that's it. The rest are all white guys. So let's see. And it wasn't the spirit of what the rule was made in. I don't want to make it sound like I'm belittling it. It's important. Tyler Tingley, if you're Chicago, what do you do with Fields? Trade him and take Williams, or keep him and take Harrison, or trade down and hopefully still get Harrison or neighbors? Okay, one at a time. Chicago, what do you think Fields should do? I think that they're going to keep Fields, and then they're going to give him a weapon. Because when I say that, I mean, that even could be an offensive lineman, just one of the best offensive linemen in the country. Bring him in and make sure the guy doesn't have to run on every down. because Justin, we know he's got his legs. We know he's going to move the chains, but give him either a tight end or a wide receiver that's really good. Or maybe you look at one in the veterans and, give him a running back out of the draft, that sort of thing. Or trade down and hopefully still get Harrison. Well, trading down is always awesome to me. I love trading down. I've never understood why we lose sight of what the first round is. The first round is a popularity contest at every position, and certain guys who came in first will be highest up the draft board to leave for whatever pro team is. But not only is that ridiculous, but most of those guys don't pan out. They end up just being okay players. Some of them bad, and you get one or two that are really good. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I just don't care for all that first round hype. Then you have to also pay the guy like he's a king. To me personally, I would be 32 teams. I would say if we were mid 20s in the first round, that's good enough to me to get a good player. So would I give up the 11th number pick, the 11th pick overall in the first round? Yes, I absolutely would, because then I'm getting more picks to then go into the draft and make quality choices. Because every single year now, there's a crop of players that are first round quality and they slide to the second. Then half of those guys slide down into the third. Then a quarter of those guys slides down into the fourth, and so on and so on. That's why we have Max Crosby on the fourth round, and he's probably the best defensive end in football. You know what I mean? So, the whole thing with rounds to me is something we have to relook at strategically when we make these decisions about mock drafts and so on. We have to factor in the fact that the amount of talent that's going into the pool of talent is so massive now that every team's going to get guys that can help. There's going to be at least one guy at some position that could come on and help your team. Remember what Gronk said about McNuggets and these other trash coaches getting paid big guaranteed money when they suck, unlike the players having to fight to get paid properly? Well said. I'm surprised Gronk said that, but yeah, well said. AP didn't impress me. We beat weak teams, struggling Chiefs included. Who did we beat? Jets, Chargers, Chiefs, and Giants. Not exactly tough matchups. Still love beating KC though. Yeah, Jeff, that's kind of what I was getting at too. I just didn't want to say it where you did. But yes, like I was saying earlier when we were in the earlier part of my show, I said he needed to run the table. He needed to do something very impressive to really iron down, secure the job. And I don't feel like you, I don't feel like he did that. But at the same time, you can only play who you have on the field against you. You know what I mean? Raider fan! Appreciate the love, Raider fan. Welcome to the show. It's been a long time. Let's see. All right, there's Sherry. Oh, cute hat. AP gave the Raiders an identity again, something that has been missing for a while. Give the guy another year. Let's see. It would be cheap, and we will know for sure. Sherry, great comment. I'd be honest with you, they're not going to give him just one more year. You don't really can't do that, but they would have to sign it to at least like a 3 or 4 year deal, if he's going to be, because otherwise it just looks disrespectful. You know what I mean? Oh, look, they're giving the token black coach 1 year, 14 million, and even though it won't be true and it would be stupid to report, they're going to be stupid and report it. Yeah, Tyree in the middle brings a weakness against the run through, right? Yes. And he plays the run well, and it's helping us a lot. Okay, here we go. It's win now, Bear. We got to turn the page, get the right pieces in place to do more than just win, baby. Everyone's continue casting your voted for Max Crosby for Walter Payton Man of the Year. Honestly, it's like a boat race. You know what I mean? When you take your boat out there and you're going to have like 5 guys and girls and they're rowing, what do they do next year? They try to tinker it, make it lighter, make it out of fiberglass instead of wood, all that kind of stuff. That's what needs to happen year after year. And right now, the Raiders haven't been doing that for 2. They've been regressing because of Josh McDaniels. Now we have to choose someone, hopefully AP. I'm on board. And then hopefully AP can get a good staff around him. Oh, our defensive coordinator is leaving, by the way. If anyone thought or didn't know that, I'm breaking that news to you now. Our defensive coordinator is leaving, almost for sure. his resume went through the roof with the way he turned our defense around toward the end of the season. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Are we still here? Okay, cool. I had a little bit of a power outage there for a moment. That was weird. Sweet baby Jehoshaphat. You know, it's a good thing I didn't like scream or do anything embarrassing. At least I didn't do that, right? Oh, here we go. All right, what was I? Oh, wow, it knocked out my spotlight. Well, at least it almost made it through the whole show. Ah, there we go. Ah, all right, it's in the bank. The secret microfilm. I know where it's at. I'll talk. Okay. Hey, Bear, love you. Hope you're doing well with the diabetes. Yeah, actually, Bill Cox fighting every day, but I'm doing well. Have you talked about Max being the DMVP conversation? If you not do, you think he has a serious chance of winning it? Derek Wardell, welcome to the show, brother. I would say to you, he's got a very, very good chance of winning it because there are announcers and people in the game who've been basically saying nobody has a motor like that. Nobody goes that hard on every single play at that position. He stands out for a reason. The guy's got speed, he's got size, and he's got voracious appetite on every play. He runs things down like a shark, or should I say, a condor. We should be 100. Keep Champ. Yeah, Champ knows the organization. He knows Mark Davis. It just works. Bobby Ware, what's up, brother? John Leon watching from YouTube. I appreciate that, brother. And he says, salute to the nation. Alpha and Omega, great comments tonight. Let's keep it going. Can you believe the refs in the NFL conspired against us again to steal a game from us by calling Jack Jones offsides? Yeah, when he clearly wasn't. NFL versus the Raiders forever. It's like the Raiders get the Pete Rose treatment. You know what I mean? And we didn't. All we did was say, you know, you NFL guys are dirty scumbags and beat them in court. Mark, tell your dad, what was he thinking? What were you thinking, Al? But yeah, it's starting to feel like that. I'm only speaking as a fan, so Davis might have a different view, but I'd be willing to risk another average season to give AP and Hardigree a full season to put their stamp on things. Well, and AOC. I think they should look at a veteran quarterback, someone in the league that they're available. Russell Wilson, for example. Why not? And because it's his third team, we'd probably be able to get away with paying him peanuts. You know what I mean? And he can relive the story of the Raiders doing that, bringing in guys that are on their last legs. Patrick Graham coached the 2023 Senior Bowl. We drafted like 5 players from that game. Got to do more recruiting than that. He's not even going to be here. I'm just breaking news to you. Patrick Graham's probably leaving. I have a probably 100% probability that he probably will leave. Alfonso Cortez, what's up? Welcome to the show. John Salvieo Jr., I don't think that he's going to be available to us. I think the Bears are playing smoke and mirrors. I don't think they really want one of these quarterbacks. Nobody wants that number one guy headache. And then you got to move a guy like Justin Fields who might go into his prime next year. You know what I mean? Because all of his statistics were better this year than his last couple of years. And so he looks like he's the real deal. I just wouldn't give up on him if I was Chicago. But if they are giving up on him, you need to come look at Las Vegas, JF. Zachary Reynolds, what's up? Appreciate the love on the lid. George Prieto, there's my guy right there. What's up, George? Bobby Ware. Bear. We need a better OC. Zachary Reynolds, we got to remember that was his rookie, debut as an offensive coordinator. And I thought we had some pretty good games with him. Don't get me wrong. He gave us the donut against the Vikings, but he also gave us the 60 piece, I mean, on the Chargers, on top of it, we put a 60 piece on the Chargers. That's like taking them out to the basketball court, throwing the crossover on them and going, and one fool, and then dunking right through their chest. Then standing over them, looking down, glaring, and then telling everyone that's watching and clapping, he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. Your show's video and audio quality has improved a lot since I turned in last. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. I'm trying. Robert Cortez, hopefully Mark makes the right choice going with the player's choice with AP all the way. Robert, honestly, I don't know how to feel about Devontae Adams. That guy's been talking a lot, and we forgive it because we know he's a great looking guy. He's funny, he's cool, and he's a great athlete. He's one of the best wide receivers in football. So I feel like Raider Nation and the Raiders try to bend over backwards to make sure that he's happy. Having said that, I'm starting to get sick of knowing what he's thinking and feeling about things that are above his pay grade. You know what I mean? Just run routes, catch balls, and be cool. You know what I mean? I'm tired of when we lose. He makes these statements that just makes Raider Nation kind of go, what? And get all upset and worry about him leaving. Jacobs is not bad out of the backfield also. Oh, yeah. Have you turned into Max Crosby's YouTube podcast called? No, I have not. And you didn't put what the name of it is. Oh, The Rush. Okay. Bear, we can't let JJ off the hook because his earlier interviews saying how he doesn't need the money, but pulls a no-show during camp. Well, yeah. Swing the fries. Well, I know somebody was paying attention. Thanks for the love on the mug. Appreciate that, Alpha. Going from being a linebacker coach to head coach is way too big of a leap. He needs to take a step back and go through the correct process, potato, of becoming a coach. Just my opinion. Jeff, there's nothing wrong with that opinion. Nothing at all. It's just that you can also have the opinion that his coaching prowess that he showed on camera and chemistry with the players had a lot of relation to winning. So I can choose to look at that too as a factor. You see what I'm saying? I agree AP should stay on the coaching staff regardless of what history has shown. He may have another shot in a year or two. Yeah, and that's why I was basically saying Patrick Graham's not going to be here. Patrick Graham is a hot name now as a head coaching possibility. So I can't imagine a scenario where he doesn't jump ship. Maybe he goes to the Patriots. Maybe he goes to Washington. I don't know. Gruden said he's not taking any kind of settlement and wants to burn the house down. That's kind of what I was going at, Jim Vanderland. He already has made it. Corinna! True! Hello! Nicely done. Thank you, Corinna. But yeah, Gruden's going to die rich. I mean, if you, Jim, me, and everyone watching this show had $100 million, okay, a little over $100 million, okay, in your own personal value, and like half that much in the bank, you're going to want to burn the league down. You know what I mean? Because just paying for a few lawyers isn't going to cost you anything. You got a war chest of millions and millions of dollars that Mark Davis gave you to now use against the NFL. And do as the Davises do. So, Bear, where do you see the Raiders opening day at head coach and quarterback, and who's gone? Okay. Opening day, the head coach will be AP. I think that Mark Davis doesn't want to go through the headache of picking a coach and basing it on interviews and things. And so I think what he's going to do is he's going to interview AP, say he's in the running, and then look at Jim Harbaugh and say, I want Jim Harbaugh. I think he could make that mistake, but there's just one of two scenarios to me. Okay. And by the way, when I say picking Jim Harbaugh is a mistake, I want to quantify that and just basically say, that's just my personal opinion of what he brings to the table. I could be completely wrong. He could get here, bring a staff, win games, and take us to a Super Bowl. He very well could do that. He did it with the Niners. And he did it with the Niners with less. We have more talent than that Niner team had. That's a fact. And so if he wants to come in here and try to make us a winner again, I believe he can do that. Can that get us over the top and win a Super Bowl? That's what I don't know. You know what I mean? He feels like a really good politician, but not a president. And then he asked to be president. It's like, well, calm down, man. You've been a great politician. You're a great fundraiser. You're great for your party. Just be happy with that. You're not meant to rule. You're not meant to lead. You know what I mean? Adams to Chicago for the #1 pick, along with some other fill-ins. Actually, John, you would probably include Adams to the Jets, so that they would do is Chicago, the Jets, and us would work out a 3-team deal. Because if Davante Adams is going to go, he's going to want to go to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he just is. You know, the idea that you're going to put him somewhere that could be better than that scenario is silly. Like, for example, if they send him to the Bills, he gets Josh Allen. That would be pretty good, right? If they send him to the Ravens, he gets Lamar Jackson, the reigning potentially MVP coming up here. But no, if he goes to Aaron Rodgers, the timing is there. The throws are there. Everything is better. And if the Jets still suck, it doesn't matter. He's still going to make a ton of money. Mr. Took Your Soul. 2 minority candidates outside the organization must be interviewed to satisfy the Rooney Rule. That is correct. Let's see. Well, damn it, Joe. I wish they would listen to you. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Yeah, Jeff, that sucked. That was too much. Mr. Bear, I hope the Raiders get a monster for the other side of the lineup to help Tommy. Yeah, you need to help Max Crosby. I completely agree. I think that what Malcolm Kuntz showed was, a tease of what's potentially there. We need someone that's better than Malcolm Kuntz. Okay. And I think you need to go into either free agency or make that your 11th, draft pick, but get us someone who can rush like Dallas Turner, the edge from Alabama. Super love that guy. And I'd really like to see that. Maybe even, no, Marvin Harrison probably won't be there. I know one of my viewers said Marvin Harrison a minute ago. He's probably top 5. You know what I mean? So, top 5, there ain't no way that's going to 11, So we could do a jump up, give up our 11 to jump up to, who would it be? Arizona at 4. The Cardinals have a number 4 pick. So if we actually, that's a pretty good model, actually. Because the Cardinals are bad and they know they need a lot. So we could offer them pretty much anything that's good and they're going to probably pull the trigger. I like that. I like that analogy. It was a good analogy. Whoops. I liked it from beginning to end, brother. Beginning to end, brother. All right. Oh, that's just rude. No, stop that. The best show that's technically challenged. R8RBEAR! So right. R8RBEAR! Let's go. All right, much love. I'll see you tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Hey.